Hey everybody, radically moderate back once again. Today we got a story from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. The more controversial, the better Greene's fundraising and her opponents. It's almost like the first steps are you got to get people's attention, and then you can give them your message. It's like getting people's attention is important. Here we got a story by Tia Mitchell and Isaac, whatever. The FBI searched former Donald Trump's home, and U.S. Marjorie Taylor Greene expressed outrage to hundreds of thousands of people who follow her on social media. They are trying to stop President Trump from running in 2024, she expressed on Telegram. And the Democrats are not expecting you to stand with President Trump. The note linked to Greene's page on a fundraising platform, Antidote, where supporters are encouraged to emergency donate to her campaign. On a separate fundraising site used by Republicans, Win Big, Greene added new merchandise to her online store. Ooh, I got to check that out. New merch drop. We'll do that at the end of the video. By the way, if you guys are new to the content, new to the channel, most of you probably aren't. This is a growing new channel here. Please click subscribe. The algorithm is trying to keep me down, and leave a like and leave a comment down below. I'll respond to every single comment. Not to be outdone. Hold on. What's it say? New shirt attached with the phrase "defund the FBI" based. Not to be outdone, her Democratic opponent soon responded with her own fundraiser plea on Twitter. He, posted multiple messages blasting her criticism of the FBI and asking supporters to donate to unseat her. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to defund the FBI. Awesome. Wrote on September 1st, including a link to his fundraiser. This November, we're going to make sure she's out of Congress. It's been like that for months in a cycle, over-the-top statements and fundraising pleas by Greene, a conservative firebrand, followed by Flowers asking for money to out her after repealing what the Republican said. It has paid off for both, landing them the top 10 all candidate in the top 10 of all candidates nationwide. Flowers has raised $10 million through June, and Greene 14th congressional district, she has raked in over $10.2 million. Most of the money comes from outside of Georgia, and most of it has gone to raise still more money. My old boss, former Congressman John Brown, used to say trains run on coals and campaigns run on gold. Said Chase Flowers, campaign manager, and we're using every tool available to raise resources needed to turn out every Democrat we can to persuade independent here and Republicans to reject Marjorie Taylor Greene's hate. You guys agree with that? Do you think she's full of hate? So we already got Marcus's Flowers fundraising. California, Portland, Seattle, the East Coast, some parts down in Florida, and in the liberal strongholds. So that's like Miami, Dade. You probably got like Houston, Dallas. That must be Minneapolis, Chicago. Is that Atlanta? I don't know. Detroit. He added that the money could also help other Democrats on the ballots running statewide. State Representative Cassie Carpenter, a Dalton Republican, said that money flowing this year is considered far outpaces the actual competitiveness of the races, which Greene is heavily favored to win. If you guys if you agree if she's heavily favored to win, please leave a comment down below and like the video. It's mind-blowing because it's not necessary. It's kind of a waste as far as political money goes. But that's just kind of illustrates how polarizing he is. Either you love her or you hate her. There is no in between. The lovers are sending her money, and the haters are sending money to the other guy. Arthur Rouse, a retired media producer based in Lexington, Kentucky, is among Flowers' many out-of-state donors. He said he first came across the effort to unseat Greene on social media and was attracted by Flowers' background as a veteran and defense contractor. Oh, I mean, veterans fine, but defense contractors getting a little iffy up in there. I mean, that's what? Are we talking about he worked for Raytheon? How many missiles did he bomb? How many children did he kill? I'm curious, okay? Thank you for your service. Rouse in March wrote a check for $5,800, the maximum allowed. He said he didn't research the details of the race and wasn't aware that Flowers was facing long odds, but that doesn't mean he regrets he regrets it. Whether or not Marcus Flowers can win, I don't really care. I just want to express myself that as far as any candidate in some districts who are going to oppose these kind of way fringe Republicans, see, this guy is just driven by hate of Marjorie Taylor Greene. He doesn't even care if the other guy's going to win or not. I hate her so much. I'm going to throw away my money. Literally. So where's Marjorie Taylor Greene's funding coming from? The same places. Silicon Valley, Portland, but all of Florida. It looks like it's the same areas, but also the suburbs too. You're getting kind of central Wisconsin. Yeah, you see a lot of like light green areas too. It's just kind of like the green's bigger. The race could easily end up with two candidates collecting over $25 million in combined in the district, where 69% of the voters are Republican, 31% are Democrat, according to Princeton University. On the southern end of the state, southwest side Georgia, there is a competitive congressional race that Republicans have targeted in their effort to retake and grow House Street. From there, Democrat incumbent Sanford Bishop has raised $1.9 million in June, the same as Republican challenging him. Greene and Flowers have lapped those candidates' races, far less likely to be competitive, and the money still has been used the ways that help them that may have drawn criticism. Flowers pays himself a salary roughly $5,000 a month, which the FEC says is legal. Greene has spent more than $92,000 to purchase a Buick SUV to take her to campaign stops. Baller. Is that legal? You didn't tell us that one there. An Atlanta Journal-Constitution review of Greene's campaign finance report shows that both candidates have spent heavily on digital ads, fundraising consultants for the purpose of raising money, deflecting expenditures from direct contact with voters in the district. The basis of the rivalry. Greene was already a lightning rod when she entered Congress in January 2021, known for spouting baseless conspiracy theories, some tied to Q a movement. She has had a long history of making anti-medic, anti-Muslim, and racist statements in her speech. So I got to break it up for the algorithm, guys. Hope you don't mind. In the district, however, she has worked to connect with voters. Many are ready to give her another term in the office, even when they say disagree with some most problematic antics. She's a rock star, Carpenter said recently. Folks like her. This district, it's gotten longer and it's changed a bit with the lines being redrawn, but for the most part, it's a lot of people who like to stand up and say that they're thinking. To say what they're thinking. And that resonates with huge swaths of voters in the district. Greene was sworn in the office 3 days, January 6th. She publicly condemned the violence. I don't care about January 6th. Flowers has never held office, and he decided to run against Greene because of January 6th. He says her views are a threat to democracy. He rose to the top of the Democratic primary largely because of his huge fundraising advantage. Flowers now circles the district wearing his customary black cowboy hat and has become a rock star in his own right among Democrats, with long lines of well-wishers hoping with selfies greeting him. Okay. Because of the race has been nationalized, both candidates are raising vast majority of their money outside the state. Most of the funds comes from donors whose small contributions don't reach the federal maximum. Most people aren't donating $5,800. Of the $4.7 million that's been itemized between the two, less than $100,000 comes from discodes within the 14th district. Greene has received about $80,000 from inside the district, representing 3% of her funds. Flowers has only gotten 1% of his funds. Oh my God, that's pretty bad. Okay, so she's gotten 4 times as much money locally. That people vote with their feet, they vote with their money, they vote with their vote. That's a that's kind of represents enthusiasm. So she has 4 times the financial contributions from her own district. That's good. It's pretty powerful. Republicans from all over the country love Marjorie Taylor Greene's campaign, have said in the statement. This is reflective in her campaign numbers, her followers, and her engagement on social media, and her demand. Let's see here. Where the 14th district money comes from. Georgia. Oh, so Flowers gets some money from Georgia, too. They both get a lot of money from Georgia, but most of it's from outside the state. Spending money to make money. Both Greene have spent millions of dollars on efforts to try to raise money. Of the $8 million she spent throughout June, $5 million has been categorized under fundraising expenses. Yeah, they're going to do a lot of fundraising. Well, I mean, that's like marketing. The vendors who have raised the most money for Greene's campaign is LGM Consulting. 80% of its fee money. I don't understand all this completely. So what do you guys think about all this money pouring into this campaign? Oh, Jesus Christ, Tia Mitchell. How do you end this article? It excites the donors to think that they're somehow harming her politically, but there are better vehicles to do this. Yes. So people are just voting against Marjorie Taylor Greene with their money, donating to this random Joe Schmo guy. I mean, I'd say it's good for Republicans, actually. Democrats are so hateful, they're wasting their money by donating it to stupid campaigns. They could donate the money to poor people, homeless, soup kitchens, abuse shelters. Instead, they're donating it to politics. It's kind of crazy. You think about it like that. Who's the hateful ones now? Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, bribe, radically moderate, out of here.